This beloved American sitcom aired from 2000 to 2008 and is still revered for its iconic fashion to this day. Girlfriends is a show about four women and their friend William, can't forget about him, navigating life in their late 20s and early 30s. Each character comes from a different background and they each have very distinctive personalities and styles. Welcome to Style Intellect. Today, in our very first video, we will do a comprehensive analysis of the sartorial evolution of the characters in the iconic and beloved television series Girlfriends. We'll examine the distinctive styles of each of the four main characters and analyze how their fashion choices reflect their personal development throughout the series. Let's begin. Before we get into each character, let's take a look at the title sequence. From observing the title sequence across different seasons, I noticed that there was a clear progression in the characters' attire, which serves as more than mere aesthetic elements. During the early seasons, the characters wore denim, red crop tops, and tank tops. This style choice symbolizes not just the time period of the early 2000s, but a more youthful and carefree aesthetic, reflecting their initial stages of life and career in their late 20s and early 30s. However, as we transition into the third series, there's a discernible shift in the characters' wardrobe. The title sequence features more mature and sophisticated pastel-colored outfits, a clear contrast to the vibrant clothing of the previous seasons. This progression is not arbitrary. It mirrors the characters' growth, maturation, and the evolving dynamics of their lives. The transformation culminates in the title sequence for season 7 and 8, where we see the characters dressed in elegant black dresses. These outfits are a stark departure from their earlier wardrobes, signifying their evolution. One notable exception from the group is Toni, whose actor unfortunately left the show after the 6th season. The title sequence, with its deliberate and evolving wardrobe choices, serves as a visual narration of the character's journey throughout the series. Now let's get into the style of Toni, our bourgeoisie queen, the Black Barbie, a style icon. Hello.
Jabari likes to take walks, Jabari likes snacks.
And most of all, he likes to be called by his real name, Jumanji. Oh, yeah.
Toni epitomizes the archetype of a career woman, a vision of modern sophistication and relentless ambition. She's the type of woman who knows what she wants and doesn't apologize for it. As a successful real estate agent, she not only excels in her profession, but also meticulously maintains every aspect of her appearance, even during periods of financial strain, a testament to her unwavering commitment to perfection. Every character has a bit of complexity to them, but I believe Toni to be the most complex. Toni grew up in poverty on a farm. These early experiences created deep-seated insecurities that shaped her personality, manifesting in self-centered and materialistic tendencies that are evident in her interactions and choices. Though she has made her own money, she's also made it her mission to attract and marry a rich man. She frequents upscale restaurants and clubs, positioning herself as one of the elite. Her strained relationship with her mother also shows in the way that she handles her relationships both romantically and platonically. Some might even say she has some narcissistic tendencies. Toni's style is polished, luxurious, and always on point. Her outfits are not just clothes, but an extension of her persona, often exuding a subtle but captivating sensuality. She gravitates towards feminine hues such as pinks, purples, baby blues, colors that reflect her soft, feminine side. She occasionally experiments with various prints such as animal prints and patterns, adding a touch of creative flair to her looks. Her makeup, much like her fashion choices, is consistently soft and feminine, complementing her glamorous attire. She understands the art of makeup, knowing just how to enhance her natural beauty without going overboard, resulting in a look that is as stunning as it is subtle. Toni's style stays relatively consistent throughout the show, but like most Black women, she switches up her hairstyles from time to time, from flip-outs to curly bobs and a pixie cut, which personally was my least favorite style of hers, but hey, if she likes it, I love it. I will say that she started rocking this pixie cut towards the later seasons in the show, where she started to show more maturity, healing from her past. She started going to therapy and actually taking it seriously. We never really got to see the true full potential of where she would have gotten, and honestly, I don't think that she would have changed like her core personality that much. Like, I think Toni would still have been Toni, but just a little bit more more emotionally mature than she was in the earlier seasons. But of course, she did leave the show and the show abruptly ended, so we never really got to see that. But I do think there's something to note in the way that her hair changed along with her emotional maturing, so to speak. Toni's preference for chic, high-end fashion is evident in every outfit she wears. She's rarely seen in casual clothing, preferring instead to embody the quintessential glam girl at all times. She's so committed, in fact, that she is willing to spend above her means, even during times of financial strain, to keep up appearances.
I got my crack Kelly.
You got a Kelly bag? How? There's a waiting list.
Yeah, and your mama's back on it.
Bag. No, Toni. You cannot afford a $17,000 bag.
But I worked hard for this bag.
Love her or hate her, you can't deny her iconic style. Next, we turn our attention to Maya Wilkes.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Maya's character begins as Joan's secretary and evolves into a best-selling author. Her personality is bold and unapologetic, embodying the around-the-way girl, which is a young woman who comes from the hood. She is street smart and confident in herself. Now, mind you, Maya was not a great assistant. Matter of fact, she might have been one of the worst assistants I've ever seen when she was an assistant to Joan and when she was an assistant to William. She never hesitated to read someone for absolute filth, and she was very sassy. But that's why we love her. Maya's style features vibrant prints that speak to her lively spirit, leather that adds a touch of toughness, sexy backless shirts and halters that showcase her confidence and her femininity, hoop earrings that add a hint of sassiness. All of these elements combine to contribute to her somewhat edgier but still feminine aesthetic, setting her apart from the rest. As Maya finds professional success and grows in her career, she goes back to school to further her education. And like I said, she becomes a best-selling author. We see an evolution in her style as well. It becomes increasingly more polished, indicating a move towards sophistication. This change in her wardrobe parallels her personal and professional evolution, reflecting her journey and the growth that she has achieved. Now let's examine Lynn Searcy's style. Lynn is a character defined by her constant dedication to academia, having obtained an impressive 5 degrees. But despite this fact, she remains without a steady job. This aspect of her character paints a picture of a woman who is free-spirited and unburdened by the traditional expectations of society. Some might also say she might be afraid to actually become an adult because she continues to stay in school rather than enter the real world and get a job. Lynn is anti-capitalist, vegan, and environmentally conscious. She's also very sexually liberated. Her lifestyle, which is carefree and unapologetically unique, is mirrored in her wardrobe choices, which can best be described as bohemian and sometimes edgy. Lynn's wardrobe is a vibrant array of maxi dresses, skirts, flowy tops, which encapsulates her free-spirited nature. And like I said, she is very sexually liberated, so her clothes can be a bit revealing, showing her midriff, shoulders, chest, and more. Throughout the series, she sports wild and curly hairstyles, boho locks, which further reinforce the bohemian image she projects. To complement her fashion, Lynn also has numerous tattoos, which enhances her individualistic aesthetic. As the series progresses, Lynn's style becomes somewhat more refined, hinting at a maturing character while still maintaining the essence of her bohemian roots. And I say somewhat more refined because Lynn, although we say she is a freeloader who jumps from couch to couch and pretty much depends on her friends to survive, she does have numerous different jobs. She has had a stint as a documentary filmmaker. She worked in a corporate office for a while, and eventually she pursues a career in music.
You like whipped cream toppings on your banana split, split, split. I got cherry.
This is a multifaceted woman, okay? But During each of these phases, her style kind of evolved to that. So, for example, when she worked in a corporate office for a while, we saw her in more blazers, in sleeker hairstyles, just overall more professional attire. And when she begins pursuing a career in music towards the later seasons, her style becomes a bit more edgy and it fits this rocker aesthetic. She's in a band that performs like alternative rock type of music, and we see her style fit that aesthetic. It's my opinion that Lynn has had the least amount of character development of all. There was a point, I believe, where she did get her own place after leeching off of her friends. I believe. Don't quote me on that. But she also found a passion in music that she seemed to be very committed to. Unfortunately, since the show was canceled, we'll never know if she actually stuck with it. There was a post on Reddit where one of the Redditors commented, quote, "Lynn gives me undiagnosed ADHD vibes." And this is funny, but I also think there might be some truth to that. Lynn could not focus on one thing for too long. She jumped from thing to thing. And like I said, she did seem to really find passion in music, but we'll never really know how far she got with that. It's also important to mention that she was adopted as a child, and the way she was raised by her adoptive parents may have had a significant effect on Lynn and why she was so carefree and why she moved in the world the way that she did. There were some episodes where she would express how she felt like she didn't know what her purpose was. Lynn very much gave a plastic bag floating in the wind with no direction in life. And so I definitely think there is something to be said about that. However, I do love Lynn's character. Her carefree attitude definitely resonates with me. Lastly, let's explore Joan's style.
I'm 29 today. And according to my life day planner, I should have it all by now. The career, the husband, the kids. So if I say 26, and I bought myself some time, okay?
Joan Clayton is a professional lawyer, and she embodies a type A personality. She's career-oriented, a neurotic control freak, and highly strung. Joan's fashion sense is characterized by its chic and professional nature. Her wardrobe includes pantsuits, Birkin bags, and designer shoes such as Louboutins and Manolo Blahnik. Joan is not afraid to inject bold elements into her workwear. For example, pairing her work suits with chunky hoop earrings. And her signature curly hairstyle and natural makeup complement her overall sophisticated look. Even in casual settings, Joan maintains a chic and playful style. She opts for shirts in variety of colors and cuts, paired with loose baggy pants and trendy sneakers. And while her attire can sometimes be a bit revealing and sexy, she always appears to be comfortable and well put together. The attention to detail in her outfits really showcases her innate sense of style and her ability to look effortlessly chic. There's a point in the series where Joan quits her job as a lawyer, and for a while she doesn't really know what to do, but she then opens up a restaurant which becomes very successful, and Joan enters her it girl phase. She sees a lot of success with the restaurant. She starts getting invited to these fancy parties with celebrities. She's dating professional athlete, and she has a lot going on for herself, and we start to see her dressing in sexier clothing. It gets a little bit less professional. She's still a business owner, so she does keep that chic professional aspect. But we see her in lower cut dresses more often and just overall sexier it girl kind of styles. Now, there is a point where she does get quote unquote humbled, and she comes back down to earth, and her style kind of comes back down to earth with her, if that makes sense. This concludes our analysis of the style evolution of the characters in Girlfriends. The fashion choices of each character not only reflects their unique personalities, but also signifies their growth throughout the series. Which character style resonates the most with you? Joan, Maya, Toni, or Lynn? Me personally, I would say I'm somewhere in between Lynn and Joan, but I aspire to be a Toni Childs. I would love to know your thoughts. Share them in the comments down below. And remember to like, subscribe, and activate your notifications for more insightful fashion analysis. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.